lacrosse or lax is the new football everybody wants to watch and everyone can play. In fact, lacrosse is the oldest American sport. According to U.S. Lacrosse, it was played by the Native Americans and they called it Des Hunt Chiglois, translating to the Creator's Game. The French Canadians called it lacrosse for the cross shape of the stick. It was played on a field up to 15 miles long and could take days to finish. The ball was a rock, a piece of wood, or a human skull. There wasn't any protective gear like I have here now. It was a training exercise for war, and often different tribes played against each other to resolve conflicts. Wouldn't it be interesting if the USA played against Iran or Korea rather than go to war? I think we could win. Up to 1,000 men can be on each team. Every single person listening to my speech here today can play lacrosse. I assure you that watching lacrosse being played is more exciting than watching Major League Baseball. Lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the United States for both boys and girls at the middle school, high school, and college level. One sports writer for the Idaho Statesman said, "Lax is infected and addictive." I know I've caught the lax bug, and I bet you will too. Today I will discuss 3 points regarding lacrosse. An interesting history on lacrosse, why it is not a sanctioned sport now, and why it should become a sanctioned sport at the high school level. Lacrosse was first documented in 1636 by a French priest named Brefieux. It was noted that some players would gamble on the outcome of the game. That would never happen now. And some teams would even add rocks to their own sticks to crack the skulls of the opposing tribe members. The game was called savage and officially barred until 1867. In 1867, a Canadian dentist named Beers, funny because Beers, Canadian named Beers, because Canadians drink a lot of beer, standardized the game with field dimensions, number of players, and certain rules. The first basketball court was even designed by a lacrosse coach. Both men's and women's lacrosse even had the same rules back then. No one wore protective equipment until the 1930s. I'd be scared to have an angry woman coming at me with a huge stick and no protective gear. In Idaho, lacrosse is not a sanctioned sport. It is termed a club sport. If you want to play high school lacrosse, for boys and girls, you must pay for your own uniform, coaches' fees, transportation fees, and you do not have access to the athletic trainer. I think there are a couple reasons why it is not sanctioned, and the main reason is being cost. To play boys club lacrosse, it costs each person $600 per season. If there are 75 boys out at JV and varsity level, which would require about $75,000 for a startup cost. However, the next year, it would be much cheaper since you could reuse uniforms and equipment. Boys football is much more expensive than this. The school district is okay with this since football brings in a lot of money from ticket sales. I'm sure ticket sales will be high in lacrosse too, therefore the cost should not be an issue. If injury is a concern for the district, it shouldn't be. According to Sports Science Safety Committee, there are only 12 injuries per 1,000 lacrosse players, where soccer has 17 and football has 32. Girls cheerleading and gymnastics have higher injuries than boys lacrosse. There are several reasons why lacrosse is growing so quickly for boys and girls, and why it should be sanctioned. A, it is fast-paced. Across the playing field, which is a football field, there are balls placed every 10 yards out of bounds on the lines. If the ball goes out of bounds, another ball is quickly used to replace it. The game never stops, unlike soccer. B, it allows different body types to play. Size is not the main focus in lacrosse, unlike basketball or football. It requires a combination of skills that most can accomplish with little practice. Idaho Lacrosse likes to describe lacrosse as a combination of basketball, hockey, football, and soccer, requiring coordination, agility, teamwork, speed, and drive for competition. Run and height are not a factor in this game. How many other sports have a combination of 4 sports allowing many different abilities to play? C, since 2000, participation in lacrosse at every level has grown 500%. In fact, participation in football and soccer is on the decline. As of today, there are 170,000 athletes playing lacrosse. A poll taken in May 2008 by the Idaho Statesman showed that 78% of those polled think lacrosse should be the next sanctioned high school sport. D, there are over 600 college teams. These colleges have more scholarships scholarship money available to lacrosse players. There's a better chance of getting a lacrosse scholarship than a football or any other sport. By not sanctioning lacrosse in the high school, the district is making it more difficult for Idaho athletes to get those scholarships. My school district is preventing me the opportunity to get scholarships. Across the board, lacrosse is sweeping the nation. More and more high schools each year are sanctioning the sport because everybody wants to play. It is safe and fun. Let's hope Idaho is next. I encourage you to try playing lacrosse or at least watch the game. It's easier to follow than a hockey puck and much more exciting than soccer. Maybe you'll catch the lax bug too.